So I give the call to Member for Werriwa. Sorry.
When most Australians looked at a press release from the Liberal Party on the 18th of March last year, which said, quote, that the government would ensure Australian families can access affordable childcare when and where they needed it, few Australians would have interpreted that as being in line with what the government's conduct since then. What we've seen is a slashing of $1 billion from childcare, the childcare area in this nation. And more particularly today, a week after NATSHM exposed the way in which the budget most particularly hurt Australians of lower incomes, we address one particular facet of this: family daycare. Now, family daycare is indeed accented towards those people who work on weekends, work shift, people who particularly need this. It comes at a time when we've seen the diminishment of their wages through attacks on penalty rates and weekend rates as well. But it also, in New South Wales, I can't speak about other states, it's particularly utilised by Indigenous families, and it is specified that a significant number of providers care for disabled, 30% in fact, of family day centres cater for children with disabilities. The quotes in regards to the value of this are manifest. Julia Davidson of Good Start Early Learning, the CEO, commented, "Research shows that increasing investment in childcare is twice as effective as investing in paid parental leave in increasing women's workforce participation." We have a situation today where Christian Community Aid Family Daycare Service Manager Janice Francis can comment, "Some parents have told me that they would have to reduce the number of days they work because they won't be able to afford it." That's the outcome of government policies. And it's also been noted widely that a particular area affected will be Western Sydney. It is estimated that, of course, nationally, 80% of services throughout the country will be assaulted by these changes in a very real financial fashion. But out in Western Sydney, 133 centres face some form of contraction of their income by these changes. And I cite locally the situation of the Campbelltown City Council. Its Liberal Democrat controlled majority faces some very unattractive options according to their own indicators. The options they have as a result of these federal government Liberal policies are: one, to cover the cost unbudgeted for through their own resources; two, pass on the cost to user parents; and of course, three, a discontinuation of the services and the sacking of employees, educators in that sector. Now, I cite comments from Mrs Mona Collada from Eagle Vale, a person affected directly by this, who says that should these changes take effect in their current form and time frame, the families who use my service will face potentially unaffordable fee increases or worse. If our community cannot sustain fee increases, our service may be forced to close its doors. Without family daycare, I'll no longer be able to provide family daycare, and my small business will be forced to close, leaving the families who use my service without care and me unemployed. It is estimated that the maximum amount of money that the Campbelltown City Council would obtain in the best case scenario is $250,000. Last year the cost was in the area of $330,000. So we see a long-term provider that has been in the area since 1977, I'm in the provision area, a long-term provider who has an option other than commercial operations being very seriously threatened. The situation is indeed contrasted with the other initiative of the government when they can cut $1 billion from childcare in general, when they can slash $157 million from family daycare. They find, despite the dire warnings about the budget, $5.5 billion to provide parental care for more wealthy Australians. So what we see in Campbelltown, what we see in Liverpool, is a major threat to the viability of family daycare centres throughout. I know the Speaker Opposite is a very passionate defender of the parental pay care policy, one of the few who's, it seems, in the government who's still supportive of it. But we've seen very serious attacks on family daycare. a threat to people. They won't have a service, a situation where all the organisations in the country that are actually interested in the children, interested in the service, have denounced this, call for further consultation and change.